Hey, this is Andre with ARC Solvers. I hope everybody is doing well this Monday morning. Today we are going to be talking about Zoom bombing, GoToMeeting bombing, how to make sure that your video conferencing that you're now having because you're having to work from home is safe and secure. So I'm going to give you guys a couple of more seconds to get online, and then we're going to go ahead and get started. Tony, can you hear me? All right. So we're going to go ahead and get started. If you see this video, please just say, "Hi, I'm here." That way I can just know that you're following. So in the news right now, there's a lot of things that's been talking about specifically with Zoom and GoToMeeting, that it's not secure, that people are doing Zoom bombing. And what that basically means is that they are going onto your video conferencing and they are putting either racist items, they're posting stuff that's racist, or they're putting inappropriate pictures. So today I want to talk about 6 or 7 different ways that you can secure your video conferencing so that when you are doing your video conferencing, it just remains professional, and anybody that's not supposed to be on the call is, hey Bill, nice to see you, hope all is well. So just to want to make sure that, that everything is good. So let's get started. The first thing that you want to do is you want to use a unique ID for your calls. So typically when you have video conferencing, they give you a special link, and that link can be used over and over and over again. And what happens is if you use that link to have a video call with somebody 2 weeks ago, and now you want to have a video call with somebody else, and you're using that same link, well, the person that you had that call 2 weeks ago can actually listen to that call. And that's why the term bombing, Zoom bombing, GoToMeeting bombing is happening, because a lot of times, especially if you're doing, you're posting that link to a large amount of people via LinkedIn, Facebook, or even within your organization. You may want to invite clients to a webinar you're doing, but then you want to have a private chat with a client afterwards. Well, if they, for whatever reason, decide, let me just see if this link is working, or they click on that link, they can actually just go ahead and listen to that call. So what you want to do is there's an option that every time you have a meeting, it generates a new link. And that way, if someone had a conversation with you via video 2 weeks ago, and now they try to go in 2 weeks later, it wouldn't work anymore because that link has expired. So the second thing that you want to do is you want to require a meeting password. And that's extremely important if you are doing a large public call. And how you can do that is you can go ahead and you can post the unique ID that you're going to have, but then you ask the person to RSVP. So that way, you get their information, you have a better idea who's more serious about coming onto your call. And then from there, once they RSVP, you go ahead and you give them that special pin. So that is the second way that you can make sure that your video conferencing that you're having is secure. So the next thing that you want to do is you want to create a waiting room. I don't know if you've ever been on a call where you actually, you get on the call maybe 2 minutes before the video conferencing starts, and it just has some hold music. Well, the reason they do that is because the host wants the ability to be on the call first. And what they're doing in the background is they're actually seeing who's connecting. And if they see a name that they don't recognize, a phone number that doesn't recognize, a picture, because you're sharing your camera that they don't recognize, they actually have the ability to not allow that person to come in. So that's the purpose of a waiting room, and that's a great feature that you can use. So essentially what you would do is you would create the waiting room, and then you would be on the call. Let's just say the meeting is at 10 a.m. You would be on the call about 5 minutes prior, and you'll just start to watch who comes in. And then from there, as the people come in, if you don't recognize them or whatever the case is, all you have to do is say, nope, I don't want this person in, and that's it. And when the meeting starts, you don't have to worry about them coming in. So the next thing is you want to make sure that only the host can share their screen. I've been on webinars where it's really embarrassing and distracting because you could have someone talking and then someone decides to share their screen. And a lot of times it could just be informational. It's not done in a bad way, but it's very distracting if you have somebody talking and you give another participant the ability to share the screen, and now everybody just, their focus just goes from left to right. They're not listening to the person that's talking. And sometimes people can even click on it by mistake. So what you want to do as the administrator, the person that's hosting the meeting, you want to just say request to share the screen. And what that means is if somebody does want to share the screen, they have to actually ask you, is it okay for me to share my screen? And then from there, you as an administrator can say yes or no. And what's happening now, why they call it Zoom bombing, is because somebody posts the public link for the video call, and then they don't look at the settings of sharing the screen, and then they are going to a pornographic website or something that's just not that's not appropriate, and they do share screen. And again, everybody's listening to somebody, and all of a sudden the screen is just showing something crazy, and that's why they call it the Zoom bombing or GoToMeeting bombing and so forth like that. So you definitely want to make sure that you control who can share the screen. So the fifth thing that you want to do is you want to create an invite-only meeting. And by the way, if you guys, as I'm talking, if you have any questions or if you have any comments on this, please leave them below. I'm going to go spend a few minutes afterwards for any Q&As that you may have. So as I was saying, you want to create an invite-only meeting. And what that allows you to do is you send an email directly to the persons or people or groups that you want to attend. And when they receive the link, they have to put in their email address. And then that's just another way of making it secure, because if someone gets the link but they don't know what the email address is associated or what who got that invitation, they were not going to be able to go in. So again, that's just another way of securing your video conferencing. So I see the number 6 is you want to lock your meeting when done. So imagine if you had video conferencing and it's for 10 people and it's 3 minutes into the meeting, everybody's on the call who's supposed to be there is on the call. There's an option where you can then lock it. So that way, if someone, a participant, or somehow got that link, they would not be able to go in after. So that's very important, and that way you made sure that whoever needs to be in that meeting is in that meeting. So, and another, okay, so I see we do have a question. So what if an attendee gets disruptive during the call? So that's a good question. So if somebody gets disruptive during the call, there actually are a few things that you can do. So you can actually kick them out. So there's an option, and you basically click on that user or that person, and there's an option, and basically you kick them out. Also, you can disable their camera. There was something on the news the other day where someone was on their cell phone and they had to go to the bathroom, and they went and they sat on their throne and they were on the video call, and it was pretty obvious that they were sitting on the throne, and people were like, oh my gosh, are you in the bathroom? And it just like, they thought they can get away with it, but it was obvious that the person got up. It got obvious that they sat down on the toilet. And again, you just want those distractions to come out. So there is an option where you can disable someone's camera so that way they can continue to listen, but they cannot, but people cannot see. So let's see if we have any other questions. If you have any other questions, feel free to leave it below. And thank you, Bill, for the suggestion there. Definitely, we'll definitely do that. All right. So if we have no further questions, I just wanted this to be a very quick video as far as how to make sure that your video conferences were secure. We'll go ahead and continue to watch this feed, and you can always call us at our number 786-664-8275, and we can help you set this up. We have a lot of customers that we've been helping this because their offices are closed, and they have to take their computers home, but they still need to be able to communicate with their clients and coworkers, and just even do webinars like this. So thank you for listening, and we'll see you next time.